Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. My name is Rebeah and I live in Italy and I make videos in Italy. I make vlogs, travel videos and also some helpful videos to help anybody that wants to move to Italy. I'm here to help. Okay, in this video we're going to talk about CELTA versus TEFL. And I know if you're wanting to move anywhere around the world, probably you've thought about these certifications. Which one should you get? I know it can be quite confusing. So in this video, we're going to discuss which one. We're just going to discuss in detail. Ultimately, you have to make up your mind which one you want to choose, but I'll try to help you a little bit and give you some information on both of them. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about CELTA. Then we're going to talk about... first of all, we talk about TEFL, then we're going to talk about CELTA, and then I'll give you some of my personal experience and some hints and some tips along the way. All right, so the first certificate that we're going to talk about is the TEFL certificate, which stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And this is the certification that I happen to have. So I'm going to be referring to my notes, which are here. So if you see me looking here, you know why. Right, so... TEFL is very, very common, okay? You can find it anywhere. Now you can just type it in. There's many companies that have popped up on the internet that are offering this service. A lot of them have made the package very nice and they're charging $400, $500, $200, $300. And it depends. It depends on what you feel comfortable paying and what you feel comfortable and what level you're at or what stage you're at in your teaching career. So, you have to bear that in mind. But note that there is no accrediting body for the TEFL certificate. Just note that many companies might say, oh, it's accredited by this or it's maybe accredited by that. But as far as I know, there is no accrediting body. And the quality of the certificate depends on the provider of the certificate. It's available from many online or in-person platforms. So... that's really handy that you can get it from different places. And like I said, many companies are offering it now. And I also think schools are offering it now too. So maybe you can go to a school in the UK and they're offering this, actually a brick and mortar school offering this, and also in Italy. The price definitely varies. I think if you want to do the practical side of the teaching, you have to know that you're going to obviously pay a little bit more for that. The standard duration of the TEFL is 120 hours, and usually most places ask for 120, 140, but usually 120 hours. So you don't need to do anything more than that if you don't want to. I definitely wouldn't do less. I would do, if I'm going to do anything, I would do more. Yeah, more than 120 hours. There are different formats for this type of course. There's online, in-person, or there's a hybrid. I did my one as just an online course, and online I did mine. I didn't go to any school to be marked or to demonstrate anything or to do anything practical, because I already had a lot of experience already. So I just needed the certificate side of it. But if you don't have any experience, then maybe that could be something that you could look into doing the practical side of it with one of these type of schools. I think the cost will be still cheaper than doing a CELTA. Right, but just know that it's not accredited. Just know that you can't go to China or to Italy and say, oh, I did my course with Solar School. They will be like, who is Solar School? You understand? It's a little bit different than if you said, oh, I did it with Cambridge. Okay. It's flexible. The course is quite flexible pacing. I purchased my one and I finished my one probably within 2-3 weeks. I finished mine in. So I took my time with it, but it depends on, I took my time with it. So anything from 4 to 6 weeks. Or if you've got time, it can take you months to do it. It's up to you basically. The thing with this, there is no guaranteed observed practice. So there's nobody going to be standing and watching you and saying you're doing this right, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this like this or anything like that. So if you need help with that in particular, then maybe you need to look at doing something else. Right. So the cost of this course varies. There's no point in even me saying a cost because I've seen so many different types of costs. If you go to a brick and mortar school, of course, they're going to charge you more. If you do the practical side of it, of course, they're going to charge you more. But if you do it online and you're only going to do the certificate, you can pick a certificate up for as little as 40. I can't remember if I paid £40, €40 from Groupon. I can't remember. It was a while back, but you don't need to pay much for it. I think the companies are just really happy that to see that you've done the TEFL. Okay. So the cost of it doesn't really matter. They just want to know that you've made a commitment and you've done that and you know how to teach. Because believe me, there is a difference between knowing English and actually being able to teach, because a lot of people know English, they know the English language, but they don't know how to teach. And I've come across that a lot here in Italy when I'm learning Italian. The teachers are very good at grammar, good at, explaining things, but teaching is just not it's not their gig, basically. They've not done a TEFL, I think. Or maybe they've not got a lot of experience. I don't know what it is, but you need to be able to manage a classroom. You need to be able to manage multiple people in a classroom. For example, if you've got a classroom of 4 people, 5 people online or something like that, while you're talking to one person, what is the other person doing? If you're focusing on one person, you need to be able to manage the class. So that is something, everybody needs to be engaged. And your energy levels need to be at a certain pace, or there needs to be some type of movement. You need to keep people engaged. So TEFL, I think, is definitely a good thing to do. And also the practical side of it. If you can afford it, I will definitely do it. Right, what else was I? Where was I up to? Did I mention the pricing? Yeah, I mentioned the price. I said that the pricing it varies. I don't know the pricing, how much it would be in Italy, but I know it will be probably going to be quite expensive. So you have to decide what you will do there. Right, so let's talk about the pros of this. It's affordable and it's budget friendly. It's very flexible, and you can complete it in your own time, like I mentioned before. It's great for online teaching or travel-based work. It's got a wide variety of providers and different types of formats. And what I like about it, like I mentioned before, is that it will still be cheaper than getting the CELTA. Okay, let's talk about the cons. The quality varies. Some certificates are not recognized by serious employers. I think most of them are probably not recognized by serious employers, to be fair. It often lacks classroom teaching practice. So some of them, like I mentioned before, will offer the teaching practice. So it's up to you if you want to do that. Less competitive in countries or institutions requiring higher standards. Yeah. So in some countries, a TEFL is fine. And then in other countries, they're just like, no, you can't use a TEFL. For example, like the UAE, if you want to teach in Dubai, Abu Dhabi or somewhere like that, TEFL, when I was looking anyway, some years back, they didn't see that as anything. They was like, no, we're not even gonna give you an interview with that. So, but for Italy, yeah, I think you can definitely get work in Italy with a TEFL for sure. In fact, I know you can, so I don't even know why I'm saying it like that. In Italy, you can. I think some places in Spain and in different countries in Europe, you can definitely find work. I feel like they like the fact that you've put that effort in, and they know that you can teach, or you know that you've got like a little foundation there, and you're a little bit serious about it. I know that when I first came here, there was many places that didn't even ask me for anything, didn't ask me for if I had a TEFL or any qualifications. Literally, you could just walk off the street and you could find a job. I think as well, if they like you and you present yourself well and they think that you can do the job, they will give you the job. I think things are changing a little bit now in a lot of the schools. And also before, TEFL was good when I was doing online work, teaching Chinese students, but now I think that might have changed as well. So things are changing, so it's important just to keep up to date with that, if teaching is the road that you want to go down with TEFL. But I think it's a good foundation to have anyway, the TEFL. I think it's just good to have that knowledge. And like I said, it doesn't cost that much to do it. Right, so let's talk about CELTA now. So CELTA, Certificate in English Language Teaching of Adults. I'm sure most of you, again, would have heard of CELTA. Let's go through some of these points. What is CELTA? Certificate by Cambridge English, okay? So it's a certificate by Cambridge English, the University of Cambridge, the prestigious university. It's a highly standardized and it's globally recognized, this certification. It's focused on adult English language teaching. It's considered the gold standard of ESL qualification. So it's up there. It's up there with it. And people definitely do recognize that. It's definitely respected. In my time here in Italy, it's respected. Right. It's respected, but do people ask for it? Not really. But if you have it, I think you get the respect. It's like, oh, okay, oh, well done, brava, like that. But if you don't have it, you still get the job. And I also noticed that the pay doesn't really make much difference. Anyway, let's move on. I'm all over the place in this video today, guys. Give me grace. Right, so the duration and the structure is full-time. And it lasts from 4 to 5 weeks, and it can be intense. It's an intensive course. Part-time is 10 to 12 weeks or more. It includes an assessed teaching practice. It's delivered and it's approved by CELTA centres. CELTA centres only. They can only do it at the CELTA centre. And it can include some online components. I know since COVID, they've changed things a little bit and they've made the courses more flexible, where you can do online, you can do it like this, you can do it like that in the evenings. Whereas before it was just come here for 4 weeks and you do this intense course. So now since COVID, things have definitely eased up a little bit. So I think more people can do it. Whereas before you needed to take some time out, maybe do it in the summer, or you'd have to take time out of work to commit to the 4 weeks. Right, the cost. So typically 120, we wish, 1,200 to 1,700 the cost of this course is, depending on the location. Offered in cities like London, Manchester and Edinburgh, that's the UK. Sorry, I meant to say pounds if I didn't say pounds. And in Italy, again, it's pretty much the same. I think the cost has definitely gone up and it's going to continue to keep rising, the cost. When I first looked at the CELTA certificate, it was around about 800 euros, 900 euros. And in this time, in the last 5 to 7 years, the price has shot up. It's gone up. So if it's something that you want to do and it's something that you really want to do and you've got time to do it, I would say do it before the price goes up. You know, there's some beautiful cities that you can do it in Rome, Florence, Milan. And I also think it would be nice to do it in a different country. If you've got the money for it, if you've got if you've got some extra cash, it would be nice to do it in Italy or in the country that you want to go to. It would be nice to do it there. But you'd have to also factor in accommodation for that, unless the school provides it in the package. All right, the pros. Recognized and respected by employers worldwide. It includes practical teaching experience and feedback. And I think their feedback is really important, and having that experience there, especially if you haven't done teaching before. It helps secure jobs in reputable schools or programs, e.g. British Council. It's high training standards and strong academic support. So you get the support there, you get the training, and it is like that. The cons, it's expensive. It's intensive workload, especially for a full-time course. You must attend an approved centre or a hybrid course, not as suitable or self-paced as TEFL. Like I said, you need to take that time out to do it. And you have to be ready for it. It is very intense. I've never done it before, but I wanted to do it and I did a lot of research on it. And maybe if I would go back, I probably would have done it before moving to Italy. Maybe I would have from the UK, before moving, I would have come to Italy and done the course here. Maybe I would have done that. But the only thing is that you just have to make sure, read the reviews of the school that you're going to go to, especially if you're doing it in a different country. If the teacher's level of English is up there, or it's in a good place. I'm going to say no more. Okay, so basically that is it in a nutshell. That's the two certificates. I guess it's up to you which one you want to do, really. I think it depends on how serious you are. If you're coming to Italy or wherever country you're going to go to, and you only want to come here you're just not sure about it and you want to make a little bit of money along the way, then maybe TEFL is for you. But if it's something long term that you want to do and teaching is your only main option, like most people, then I would probably suggest that you invest in the CELTA and become the best, because I think you will definitely stand out from the rest, because not a lot of people have the CELTA. You will stand out. Also, you'll have the experience. Also, if opportunities do arise from big schools, like they said, there was at the British Council, at least you already have it then, and you don't have to say, okay, I need to stop now. I need to make sure I have some time aside. Then I need to go and do the qualifications. You've already done it. So, yeah, I would say if you can, do it for that reason. And it does set you apart from other people. And you can just start applying for the bigger schools, the ones that pay more. Yeah, as opposed to the ones that, come in and la-di-da, come off the street and come in and, you can apply for some of the better schools. And also, if you want to go down the self-employed route, I think CELTA, Italians love CELTA. Italian parents, they love it, guys. If you say CELTA, they're like, oh my God, CELTA. Oh, Cambridge. Ooh, Cambridge. They love it. They love all that. So if you want to go down the self-employed route, I would say CELTA would also be good to have on your business card, or to have on your CV, or if you even want to do, there's on these online platforms that you can teach from, like, what's it called? Preply, italki, all of those websites, and you put TEFL on there. I think it's not going to hinder you, is it? If anything, it's going to make you look better. So for those reasons, I think it gives you more options and makes you stand out a little bit more. And a person, if I was to employ somebody, I'd be like, okay, this person's put time and effort into studying this, and they've also put money in, so maybe they're going to be a little bit more serious. I might think that. So yeah, if I could go back, I would probably have done the CELTA. But saying that, the TEFL has, taken me a long way, so I can't say anything too negative about that as well. It depends. It just all depends on you as well. It depends on what experience you have. It depends on if you've got that, if you can get up in the classroom and just start to teach, and you've got it already. So remember that there's one thing being able to speak English, but the other thing is that, can you teach? And you want to be the best, because why not? You want to be the best at it. So I suggest, even if you do the TEFL, that you take it serious, you get some teaching practice in, and then you're just more likely to retain any type of clients that you do have, or you're not going to be the gossip in the hot topic in the classroom, or the hot topic around the school, because sometimes, that happens. All right. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for today. So I hope this video helps and you decide which one you want to do, TEFL or CELTA. I know there's many people that's got CELTA on their certificate, on their paperwork, and they've never been asked for it. So it's up to you. It really is one of those things where it's up to you what you want to do. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I hope it helps. Yeah, if you've got a TEFL or if you've done a CELTA, write in the comment section your experience, right? If it's made a difference for you, right? To let us know if anybody's ever asked for any of them. All right, well, thank you very much, and I will see you in another video. Ciao.